When did you realize that the world around you is a simulation and you are the only file that didn't corrupt or crash? Mr. Gable always started history with the same joke. Why did the pioneers cross the country in covered wagons? Because they didn't want to wait 40 years for a train. He'd chuckle, adjust his spectacles, and at exactly 10:15 a.m., he'd sneeze twice into a checkered handkerchief. Then, he'd launch into his impromptu story about fishing with his grandfather in 1974. At first, we thought he was just old. By Wednesday, it became terrifying. Every head tilt, every clearing of the throat, every stutter was identical. It was a perfect, sickening loop. "Mr. Gable!" I yelled, slamming my desk, but the other students didn't turn to look. They sat like mannequins, eyes glazed. "It's not 1974. You said this yesterday, and the day before." Mr. Gable froze mid-sentence. His mouth stayed open, a low hum vibrating from his throat. Then, his eyes rolled back, showing nothing but milky white marbles. His head snapped left, then right, jerky and mechanical. "Error," he whispered, his voice layering over itself like a corrupted audio file. Restarting." His eyes snapped back into place. "Why did the pioneers cross the country in covered wagons?" he asked, his voice bright and hollow. I lunged for the door, but it wouldn't budge. I looked at the clock above the chalkboard. It was 10:14 a.m. I looked at my watch. 10:14 a.m. I looked at the digital display on my phone. 10:14 a.m. I realized then that the sun hadn't moved in days. The shadows on the floor were painted on. I ran to the window and clawed at the blinds, tearing them back. There was no playground outside. There was only a vast, shimmering grid of blue light and cascading lines of green code falling into an infinite black abyss. "Because they didn't want to wait," Gable's voice echoed. The simulation had crashed. I was the only conscious file left in a dead drive, trapped in a room with a broken program that was about to sneeze.